Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News Digital Desk. There is an effort underway from MetroHealth to try and make, at least in part, blood and marrow transplants much more affordable, much easier for people to get access to. A disproportionate amount of individuals that have the availability to get these transplants happen to be white and happen to be rich. A lot of people that are minorities and a lot of people that are poorer are having a hard time getting access to it. That is not right, and MetroHealth agrees. So what they're doing is they're essentially compiling a bunch of different programs to try and make it easier for people to have access to blood transplants and transfusions, bone marrow transplants and transfusions, these types of things. We spoke with MetroHealth earlier today about this really interesting, complex idea, and here's what they had to say. Just to start off here, let's go into the program itself and the efforts and the ways that you're all trying and hoping to make it more accessible. Whoever wants to start can go ahead.
MetroHealth has been committed to the community and reaching the underserved and underrepresented populations of Cleveland and providing them state-of-the-art healthcare. And with cancer care, cellular therapies and stem cell transplant are the forefront of some of our newer therapies, including CAR T-cell therapy. And MetroHealth wants to bring these new therapies to the underserved and underrepresented communities that it serves.
And anything else to add on that one?
Nope, I think we're good.
Okay, so then let's kind of turn our attention here to the reasoning for and why it's important to make this so accessible and to make this more easily accessible for many people. I was reading, a little bit earlier today, and the majority of the people that have access to these types of transplants happen to be white, happen to be more wealthy. That is something that obviously creates a very large disparity. How and why is it so important to be able to kind of bridge that gap?
Bernie, do you want to take that question?
Well, we wanted to be able to provide this therapy to everyone because we want, everyone to be able to be part of and receive this treatment. There's, people who kind of lack the right resources for like insurance providers, and they also sometimes don't have the right support system. So here at MetroHealth, they have a wonderful support system for some of our patients. That they can help with transportation and help them make the commitment to get these resources that they might have not been able to have the access to get to other centers.
So how is this done? How are we able to do this effectively and provide this for these people?
MetroHealth has a lot of resources available. They have a hospital in the home. I hope they partner with community resources to provide food for those that are food insecure, as well as to assist in providing housing. They have partnered with contractors to build apartment complexes near MetroHealth. All of these work together to allow us to be able to bring these treatments that are very intensive, that require a lot of resources, to this population that Metro serves.
And also they have shuttle services that will actually pick up patients from their home to bring them to appointments when they aren't able to get there or have a ride to bring them there.
So it really is a holistic approach on this from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
The first I'm seeing here, so the first stem cell transplant that's happening later this month, how does it feel to get to that point? I'm imagining this was a really long road, and it must be pretty gratifying to know this is finally happening.
It is absolutely gratifying that this is finally happening. The wheels started to be put in motion when they recruited my colleague, Dr. William C., in 2020, who planted the seed for the stem cell transplant program. And then I was recruited about 14 months ago to help build the transplant program. And then Bernie came about 6 months after I got here. And it really takes a village to build a transplant program. And there has been everyone from the environmental services that clean the rooms, to nutrition services, to fellow physicians that provide consult services. They all have been instrumental in making this program a success.
We see often a large population of Cleveland underrepresented in many categories and not able to have access to these. You mentioned the shuttling here. Are you hoping that when we look ahead in a couple of years, the positive influences of this program, that it will kind of filter out through many communities and really be encouraging and helping people to receive the proper care and the proper available resources that they need that they wouldn't have had access to? I mean, are you hoping that this just kind of expands from here on out?
Bernie, do you want to take that one?
We definitely do, and we actually hope to eventually get to a point we can actually provide some of this in the patient's homes. So they won't even have to come into the hospital to receive this care, because with our hospital in the home program that we have here, we're hoping in the future to be able to partner with them to be able to provide that in their home.
Can we talk about that for a little bit here? The at home, how would we be able to get there? How could we potentially get to that point?
Well, that would be harnessing digital resources, your cellular resources, iPads. There is equipment that can take temperatures and upload it to the cloud where your provider can check your vital signs while you're at your home, that have cameras to take pictures of skin rashes or take pictures of the throat and upload it to the cloud where your providers can have access to it. And hospital in the home also has providers that we can partner with that will actually go to the home and can examine the patient and provide resources such as giving IV antibiotics in the home through home care agencies.
What type of reaction has this gotten from the transplant community or from those maybe around both the city, state, country? I mean, has this been done before? Is this something that's been done before, the way that you're all going to be handling transplants and allowing for transplants to be made easily accessible?
Bernie?
Well, there is a center, I believe there's another center that does do some transplants in the home already, but I think it's by insurance providers who they're able to contract with to be able to provide that. But we want to take it one step further and be able to do that for some of the underserved population as well. In the end, it's going to decrease the cost that we're spending giving transplant, because it's just being in the hospital adds cost for these patients.
Sorry, go ahead.
So there is excitement on a national level because we realize with national leadership in transplant that we aren't getting these transplants to the people who do need them. And having hospitals like MetroHealth who are committed to that patient population and can be successful in providing transplants give a blueprint for other programs on how to be successful.
And then we look at donor source for our patients. Patients who need an unrelated donor, there's not a lot of choices out there for the minority populations, African Americans, and some of the minorities. So we're hoping, we provide this treatment here. We actually had one donor drive, and we're hoping to help build that pool of the unrelated donors too.
So all this information is available on our website right now at cleveland19.com, but the general gist of this is an attempt for MetroHealth to bridge the divide between those who can afford and those who are in communities that support transplants and those that don't. Much more on this tonight on 19 News at 10 and 11. Of course, we'll have our digital stream for our weather coverage at 9:30, so we hope to see you for all of that. For now, I'm Jeff Sloss with 19 News. Have a great night. Much more to come in the next few hours.
19 News, now streaming on Sam.